Minor versus harmonic minor. To get a minor from a major, just take the major scale and start on the 6th note. The 6th note is also the second to last note of the major scale, so that might help you remember it. So you just go one note back from your last note. So as you can see, we have the natural minor scale and it starts on that note A. So what's happening is it's using the same exact notes as C major here, but you're just starting from the note A. This is also the method of building modes. So since we're building a mode from the 6th note, we're building the 6th mode known as Aeolian, which is also known as natural minor. Since we have the same notes in the same order and we're just starting from a different place, then the same thing happens with the whole and the half steps. They're in the same order, they just start from a different place. So to think about that, if you know your major scale pattern and you think of your second to last pattern, it's whole. And then if you think forward from there, you have this pattern: whole, half, whole, whole, half, whole, whole. And then of course it repeats again. And if you look at the minor scale pattern, that is the minor scale pattern. So it's good to have multiple ways of understanding the scales, being able to construct them in multiple ways, because it just helps you understand them a lot more. And also these different methods of understanding it help you in different scenarios. So to turn the natural minor into the harmonic minor, you get the 7th degree and you sharpen. When we do this, our second to last step, the 6th step, is now 3 steps away from the note before. So before we have a half step, and then we have a whole step, and then we have another whole step. And what's happening is, since we're sharpening the G, we're adding another step to this whole step here, but that also gets rid of a step in this whole step here. Therefore down here we still have that same half step from before, but then after that, where we had this whole, it now turns into 3 steps. So I have a 3, and then the next one is a half step. So in other words, F to G sharp is now 3 steps apart, which you might think creates a minor third, but it is actually an augmented second because it uses the 2 notes in the scale that are second apart. It uses F and G. It's not using E and G. It's not using 2 notes that are a third apart. So doing this also creates a half step between our last note and our tonic, known as raising the lead tone. Most important reason for sharpening the 7th is to create this leading tone, which is a half step away from the tonic. This also allows our 5 chord to become a dominant 5 chord, which I will go over in my next video, where I will be talking about chords of the minor scale versus the harmonic minor scale. I will go over triads as well as 7th chords built from the natural and the harmonic minor. This will give us a better understanding of the harmonic minor scale in its comparison to the natural minor scale. So in that video, we also see that chord 3 becomes an augmented chord. And just to go over that, we're looking at this augmented second. The reason why the chord 3 becomes an augmented chord, and originally in natural minor it is a major 3 chord, and this is because chord 3 uses chord 5 as the 3rd of the chord, and then chord 7 as the 5th of the chord. Since chord 5 and 7 have an extra space in between them, it makes the chord have 4 semitones in between the 1 and the 3, which it already had, but now the 3 and the 5, which before it was 3 semitones. So that creates that augmented 3 chord. I'll see you on my next video.